was in 8th grade, I was very intrigued by the idea of going on a student exchange or study year abroad, preferably to England. Partly because I've always been wanting to go to England, but also because I was, or still am, a hormonal teenager who, like any other teenager, wanted to get away from her occasionally embarrassing parents and overly obnoxious little brother as possible. So I asked my parents if I was allowed to do it, and they said yes. If I wanted to, I could. Since we couldn't just do this with any school, due to WISS being an IB school, I also checked at school if it was okay from this point too. They confirmed it was possible. Unfortunately, I don't know of any international school here in Shanghai that is officially part of a student exchange program. This I found quite interesting. I mean, I don't know what your definition of international is, but to me, being an international school shouldn't just mean that you have a diverse community, but also that you enable connections between different international places. Of course, you could say that the internet is already doing this for us, and it really is amazing in that way. We can speak with people halfway around the world without much difficulty, and connect with people we would have never met without the internet. All of this is great, but to me, besides the obvious con of not always exactly knowing who you're talking to if you met them over the web, it has another big con. It takes away the personal aspect. You can't just ask people to come to your birthday party or go on a date with you. I mean, how would that work? You video call, put on the same movie at the same time, and watch the movie together. You eat popcorn, they eat popcorn. I mean, is this really what the world has come to? It just isn't the same as going on a normal date. You just simply can't know somebody the same way through a screen as in person. So what better way to connect with new people in person, maybe halfway around the world, than through a student exchange or study abroad program? Not only does a student get first-hand experience of a different culture, but they also acquire important skills that they will need later on in their life. It can build self-confidence as well as self-esteem, as you're challenging yourself out of your comfort zone and learn new things and meet new people while staying in a different country. Student exchanges require you to take a risk, as you're not only going to a different country all alone, but also have to be willing and open-minded to the new culture and the new experience you're going to have while staying there. You might find new interests or learn a new language. When staying in a different country, it can be useful to learn its language, especially when you're staying for longer than a month. If you already know the language, you can improve your vocabulary and your grammar. Friendship is another way participants benefit from this experience. Not only does the student get the chance to forge new friendships with the other students of the school he or she is attending, which may last a lifetime. This actually reminds me of something my dad always used to tell me, that it is a good idea to have friends all over the world, because if you ever come to a city on, for example, a work trip, or maybe even on a private holiday, you can visit them, or maybe even stay with them. And who doesn't agree that it's great to see old friends again and get around while doing so? On a more serious note, I want to discuss how student exchanges could benefit global relations. For this, I want to share something with you that started in my humanities class. We are currently learning about World War I with the unit question, is war inevitable? To show us some strategies to create and maintain peace, they gave us a handout with 4 major strategies. Now, all were reasonable strategies, but one particularly stood out to me: expanding the circle. Humans have empathy for family and friends. More friends and allies mean more people to look out for. And cultural exchange was listed as a strategy for maintaining peace. In this way, student exchanges could really change more in the world than simply our own perspective. Now, before you jump to conclusions, I'm not saying that we should travel to countries that are at war for a student exchange, which doesn't mean that we can't still travel with the thought of connecting people and creating and maintaining peace. For example, why shouldn't Chinese and Japanese student exchange? Maybe if they lived in each other's lives for a while, they would be able to understand each other better. And this could be the same with so many other countries. All they would need is an open mind. Now, considering all the advantages of student exchanges and studies abroad, how come they aren't more common? I found that money seems to be a problem. Many parents believe that if they send their child on a student exchange or study year abroad, the cost will be much higher than a normal school year. This, however, is false, unless you're planning to send your child to some private fancy boarding school. If you think about it, it makes sense. You'd have to pay a school fee, food, and pocket money, which you would have to pay anyway. So the only major difference is that you'd need to pay a flight ticket to and from the place your child is planning to go, and perhaps an accommodation fee. In the end, I didn't go on the year abroad to England because I felt I wouldn't have been challenged enough, as I consider English the language I'm most comfortable with, although I'm German. Which is why I'm going to Germany for my year abroad next year. However, that isn't the point. The point was, or still is, that such an amazing and in so many ways beneficial thing as a student exchange is possible. And now, you know this too. So I encourage you to leave your comfort zone and have new experiences and make new memories. And maybe, hopefully, this could be your first step towards helping create a better world. A world of peace. Thank you.